Yeah, one, two, three. 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 One, two, three.
Hello, hello,
Hey.
hello.
Can you hear Bryce?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Ja mamma, här kan mikrofonen lite.
Now, stop.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, can you hear me, Gab?
Yeah.
All clear?
Can you hear both of us?
Try the other mic.
I can idea.
Test.
We can start interview now. If you want.
This is the one. This is the one. This is the one.
Testing 1 2 1 2.
first match in pre-season
Yeah, I know.
for Comets.
Yeah.
And, you know, they've changed a lot of players.
Yeah.
They've changed a lot of players.
Sian David.
They look like they have a young team.
And we're back. We're back at Eastern United Reserve Football Club. I'm here with Christian,
Good afternoon,
my,
Edmund.
my new co-host.
Shout out to George, who couldn't make it tonight.
Absolutely,
We'll try
absolutely.
and do as a good job as he does. But it's fantastic to be here. Obviously, a club I played for, and Atherstone Recreation Reserve. You know, foothill of the Adelaide Hills. You know, it's cooling down a bit. It's a beautiful night, and two teams to go and have a head out.
It's
in
good.
season.
It's good. It's good. It's good to have you. We have
Today,
today.
Con in.
Con?
Boys, how are you?
Con,
Hey,
how are you?
all right,
Welcome, nice to meet you.
How are you?
Edmund.
How you going, alright?
Good. You might want to just.
Okay, no worries.
All right, Con, welcome to the show,
Thank
and
you.
welcome to Eastern United.
Thank you very much.
As we know, Adelaide Comets is one of the big powerhouse clubs in NPL,
Yeah.
and has been for many years. It's actually
Yeah.
our club I played my juniors in.
Yeah.
You know, the new, obviously, ground, the new club rooms look fantastic in the CBD there. How's pre-season? I believe this is your first pre-season match as well.
Yeah, so this is obviously our first pre-season match. Boys are going well. You know, we've been obviously training for quite some time, and you know what it's like when you are training and you're not playing a game. Can get boring, so the boys are pretty excited in
Yeah.
regards to have a hit out. Thanks for having us as
Yeah,
well.
absolutely.
You know, and obviously in regards to great facilities here, and you know everything that you've got here, and so thank you very much as well.
Are you testing anything in particular in today's game? Anything you want to see?
Oh,
Any
listen-
new players to look out?
Oh
for?
yeah, there is. So we've just had Nicolas arrive from Paris.
Oh, wow.
He's a player that was been over there, been abroad, and a current visa player. He'll be coming on in the second half, so we will be checking him out. But overall, we just want to see just the things that we've been working on in regards to shape, you know, the fitness, and just generally look at, you know, overall the smaller things that, you know, as a coach, it's important that we try and get the best thing for.
And Con, looks like you have a pretty young squad from what I'm seeing. And may I ask, why is it the first pre-season game? Because I think a lot of teams have had a couple of games in. Sorry to
Yeah,
to
that's
be a
all
bit
right. No,
ignorant
that's
about
all right.
that.
That's all right. I sort of don't like to push him too much too early in
Yep.
regards to games, because it is my first year back in a long time. It's important that I can sort of get my message across. So I do take my time in order to achieve that, and then we'll try and obviously run for the game as well. So that's important as well. So yep.
Absolutely. Well, we're looking forward to a great match.
Yeah.
And one more, the objective for the year. What's you said this is your first time, so
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so
For the viewers that don't know.
so obviously I've come. I was past player here. Played obviously in the local leagues for quite some time. Ultimately, at the end of the day, I came into coaching and was an assistant for a good about 5 or 6 years, 7 years, you know, total. Got thrown into this role back in 2019. Stepped down because I had some little kids. You guys will get there. So when you get there, don't worry, the wife doesn't let you go anywhere. Now they've grown up. The opportunity presented itself. So you know. Listen, objectives for the year. We can give it our best shot. You know, I think anybody can give it their best shot. It really just determines the mentality of the group, where they want to be, what they want to achieve, and that's the goal in itself for sure.
Thanks, guys. You've heard a little bit of a different, scenario with the pre-season, but very refreshing to hear from Con.
Yeah.
Wish
Thanks,
you all
boys.
the best for the game and for the season ahead, Con.
Thank you very
luck.
much,
Good
boys,
luck.
and
Thanks,
again,
guys.
thanks for having us.
Cheers. Thank you, mate.
Thank you. And yeah, that's the Comets.
Well, as we know, Edmund, obviously Comets are one of the biggest powerhouse clubs in the state. Really interesting to hear, because I've played for a long period, to hear no pre-season games until January.
I know.
What's your thoughts on that?
That's not very common, is it? You
No.
know, we've seen a lot of Eastern, for example, has already had quite a few games from December. You know.
Yeah.
And so very very interesting approach from
Yes.
Comets there. You know.
Yeah.
We'll see how that's gonna pan out in the season.
Yes.
In season. You know?
Yeah, and obviously they've got a
We got-
coming, and
we got our favorite
and
coach.
we got our favorite coach, my favorite
Kevin,
coach.
welcome back. Oh yeah, that's okay. I think it should be
working.
All good to go.
Gabby, I'd like to start with just something interesting we were talking about whilst interviewing Con, and then we'll get to your boys. But interesting approach, which I've been for around a long time, and I haven't seen. This is their first pre-season game, and I asked why, and he said he doesn't like to push and etc. You've had a few under your belt. I'd like to understand from your point of view, I guess, how obviously pre-season's going so far. First week back after, Christmas, New Year. So, what's your thoughts on obviously, not that anything is different to the no pre-season games, but what's the approach for them there? It's quite interesting.
For me, every coach has their own methods. Have my minds and they have these. And I think if I feel like sometimes players get burnt out, quite easily. And if you play a lot of friendly games, the motivation is not there during the season or toward the end of the season because you play so many games. That motivation dries. But then, if you have a young squad, I see it from my own perspective. If I have a young squad, I really want to play as many games as possible because you use that for development. Because the more minutes you play, and the more they say, you make training as realistic as possible. As realistic as to the game, and the better the player is going to develop. Now, the best way to make the game as realistic as possible is to actually play the games, and that's how I see it. But again, I can see Boyd's point of view. He has a great valid point. Is the fact that players get burnt out. Then I'm not sure they have a great facility. I'm not sure if they could have used the facilities yet. But yeah, it was like that's my point of view. The more games you play, the better you're gonna get.
Absolutely.
Gabby, as we can see, they have a very, very young team. But so do you. You don't have. You have a few very experienced players, but many youngsters out there, and apparently they have a new signing from Paris, is it?
I was talking before to the head coach to Con, and he was saying to me that he signed two good players. One coming from I believe France, and another one I believe coming from Serbia. He played in the Serbian division, and sorry, the same guy, French and Serbia, and then a Canadian Impo. But they do have a good mix. I think Comets always have a great mix between experienced players and actually young players to develop. And they did so well in the last couple of years with Dimi Pana. They just walked past in the 18s and reserve. They won so many leagues and titles and cups. So I think they are a great club, and they develop players, and they look forward to developing the next star.
How have the boys been on the few training sessions that you've had?
Well, for us, absolutely outstanding.
After the holidays.
Yeah, look, having a young squad helps because everybody stays fit. Having an older squad, usually the older players, they don't take it easy, But yeah, no, they've been fantastic. I really hope today to show something. And yeah, we've been working in our transition. We want to relentlessly press them and play out if we can. And I really would love to see that happening today.
So that's the final question I wanted to get to, Gabby, is the tactical. Obviously, no doubt about the fitness. You want, your players to be as fit as possible. It is fantastic as a state league team to be playing in NPL because that's where you want to drive towards. So, these boys, they are the level, and knowing the club, knowing the players, they want to be that level and go up there. So I want to talk a bit about tactically because, when NPL usually comes up with State League 1, 2, they're expected to have more of the possession, couple goals here or there, etc., etc. So you're saying you press, so you want to, is this the method moving forward?
No, I think we always try to press.
In pre-season?
I think that's part of the way they have been coaching the last few years. Every coach has their own philosophy and game model. Mine is to actually have as much of the ball as possible, because once you have the ball, you can score. But in going to NPL, we State League, and we State League 1, I believe I'm a good enough coach to coach any of the local levels, and I would like to have the same confidence of my players, not perhaps their arrogance, but the confidence of matching against no one. Because I believe in my own abilities, and I want my players to believe in their own abilities. And now, just because the team is in NPO, reality, you need to show that you're in NPO, in State League 2, and State League 1, And on day, we have proved in the past when we played NPO, we play much better football, than when we play against...
Cup win against Campbelltown.
Yeah, not just that, Modbury, all those other teams, because I feel that the better the oppositions are, the more challenging it is for me as a coach, and I think the players, they don't want to play against you know, all due respect, with size that inferior to you. They want to play against the match against the best.
agree.
You know.
And I think you guys perform the best with the better teams.
Yeah, yeah.
Even as a former player myself, I truly agree 100%.
Yeah, you embrace those
you
opportunities.
embrace the challenge, and you can really showcase, I think, like what levels you can reach as a player and as an individual. So all the best today, Gabby.
Thank you, guys. Really
Looking forward to
appreciate
this
it.
game.
Thank you.
Good luck.
And wish you guys all the best.
Absolutely.
So there we go. Edmund, heard from both
Question,
coaches.
we're looking forward towards a fiery game.
Yeah, no, it's interesting. Like as I said, their first game, they have seems like a bit of a mixture of. They have a lot of youth, and Comets is known for bringing up their youth, which is quite good.
And some very experienced players.
Yeah,
You
and
know, well, I'm looking forward to see what those two guys can bring in the pitch.
I'm hoping to see, because like I said, usually NPL State League 2, you know, you see a bit of that
Yeah.
difference. I'm hoping to see Eastern really challenge them. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, man. Look, I've obviously, you know, I love the boys.
Yes.
I want them to see.
Yes.
I want to see them do their best, and I think this is going to be a great challenge to see where they're going to be sitting for the rest of the season. You know, it's going to
Yes.
give us a good idea whether they.
Yeah.
Because we're all hoping that this will be the year.
Yeah.
that they're going to go back up.
And
you
speaking
know?
to some players that we know, so obviously France seems to be away. He's obviously, you know, one of the
key
I think one of
players.
the best defenders in the state, to be honest, in my opinion. He's brought in a player who used to play with, which you've seen a bit, Raf, and I think he's playing
Yes,
number 6,
yes,
which
yes.
Gabi likes to play. So he's going to be looking to pick up the ball and I think move with Mattia, you know, on the wings and have some fast wingers moving, trying to get behind the defence. It'll be interesting because I think Comets will play a similar style in terms of that press and that, you know, that ferocious football, because that's how Comets usually play. So
We'll
I guess
we'll see what
based on the previous games that you've watched, what's some players to look out for? Who's performed really well? Who's caught your eye?
Gabi has quite a few youngsters that can be surprising. They've performed very well. The Palumbo. We have the captain, the good old Matija.
And Seb Marashi.
Seb Marash. We have our fan favorite Dennis. You know.
Yes.
He's
Yeah.
definitely a joy to watch.
I feel like they do have a good variety of youth and experienced players.
And that's what I mean. It's a very good mix what Gabi has here. You know. Hopefully the more experienced players will be able to collect the youngsters so they can really push their 110%. You know.
And you know, as obviously like as a former player and as a massive obviously fan of the club and everyone here, like we want to see Eastern moving up and we want to see them performing NPL level and etc. Because with a professional environment, you know, there's even some clubs that are still not there yet and they are in higher leagues. So I'm really hoping that, you know, Gabi does have a good year and gets what he deserves, which is, you know, bringing the team up and, you know, getting a championship under his name. But he knows it's not easy and he knows he needs to keep the culture, have everyone engaged, keep players fit. So I'm sure he's looking forward to the challenge.
Absolutely. And we're looking forward to the game and you guys will be seeing it with us.
Thanks. And the referees today are Lee and Ivan and George as the linesmen, and they're coming out. And enjoy the game, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Aqui fica, Gabi. Gabi. You're pretty good. You're a pretty good co-host. Oh, look at this.
Hey?
Pretty good co-host.
Thanks, bro.
Very good.
Huh? That's what's connecting Mata. Wait. Yeah, Lenny Dorfer, he deserves it. This chef, I hear no they done disconnect. Mooi, ze kunnen maar bakken met
Okay, do we have some seats?
Acho que mora da carreira até baixo. Caminho. Easy? I wouldn't be surprised if he only gets one.
No, it's set, but Charlie night. Charlie night. Huh? Yes. So, I the pulse, yeah. We only have the microphone now.
There's one here.
We need to use these.
Gabby, can I still use this?
And so can I.
Ska kommentatörer där när man kattar vet?
Ja, det var bara ska jump on max.
Also,
We all go
one here,
quiet
one here.
sometimes.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, you guys pretty good though.
Ирамир sen
For
efter
showing you the come and see. Inte på shop.
Christian.
Jag vet, for showing you the see bro.
Christian.
Då när kan ligga.
Christian. Iramir efter det.
Okay, I can hear all the mics. This one, who's going to use this one?
So, I don't know who wants to do what, like, we in 4 now, so... What should we do?
Or you can get...
Can you go and get 2 more seats?
Let's get
You
one of
know
those.
what we'll do? Interviews with, you know, like we did with Nico.
Yeah, we'll do.
Yeah,
I'll
we'll do some. Every-
I'll roam around. I'll interview Pana and
To interview that one, you need this one.
during the game or something. That's all right. Sorry, we're just trying to help out the boys. And alright, no worries. All right, brother.
You kör på Ali. Shit, dit upp kammar.
Under the time, you know how to set up the time?
I'll interview Demi and etc. And more than one again?
Fan, i mallar. Ai, ma vai, ska morgon inte tycka riktigt ju.
Ska man reda på det?
I'll get nej, tips. Aski de karikatyrade? Betem inte det.
Come.
Sit down. You can sit on the ground. Nah, hold on. See any more motion. This me.
هذا ما انت عليه كمان bro. عليه.
Yeah, so, why you make comments like that? Why you make shady comments like that?
Polly, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Christian.
Nice to have you here, mate. As my former coach and great friend and colleague, it's great to be here with you.
It's my pleasure too. Actually, I should say to welcome because
This is my third game. You're this far, so
I'm gonna be guided by you because obviously you've got the experience in the coaching. I was quite impressed by your Melbourne grand final commentary as well. So, Polly, this is Comets' first game. I just spoke with a coach and it was interesting because playing for a long time here, I haven't really been part of a team or etc. where there's no games up until first week of Jan. As a coach yourself, and I got Gabby's thoughts a little bit. What's your thoughts on that, Polly?
look, taking that Comets has a new coaching staff this year. Obviously, they have been in the club for many years, both Con and Dimi Pana, but they're first team coach this year and changing a lot. I also seen a lot of changes in the players.
Yes.
So maybe they was waiting, until they have the full squad of recruitment that they was going to take players because it was a revolution. We can say at Comets, a lot of players from the starting 11 that has been last year, 5 or 6, they have moved. A lot of them they want to be recovered.
Oh, I see. Yes.
Yeah, so it's a lot of new players and it will be interesting. So I think there
do you
is.
have the lineup there, Polly? It looks like you have. You
Yeah.
wanna share us?
Yeah, I got
the
a
lineup
starting-
with some players.
Yeah, I got the starting 11 for both teams. Let's start with Comets. It's Daniel Vode, the experienced goalkeeper in goals. After it's Athen Karafidis, Nathan Dimo, Matthew Chander, new players I guess, Anthony Mavrolambo, Stelios Zacharias, Nico Ikonopoulos, Jaden Lobaso, Gerard Howard, Panagiotis Politis, and Diezul Candinaho. The starting 11 for.
And I believe they said they had a new player coming from Paris, I believe, and he's going to be coming on second half.
Yeah, in the bench is Aladin Rabona, everyone knows, Harry Thomas that came from Adelaide City, Nicolas Stojanovic, and Jamie Young has been last year, Francis Deng, Arthur Nursio, and Christian Kuna.
Keeper.
Yeah. And let's go with the starting 11 for Easter United. We have in goals the experienced goalkeeper Sahol Marashi, playing with his son that is playing right center back, Sebastian Marashi. Sidi Kresa center back, Mayo left
I'll leave
center
this one
back,
for Gab.
and we
Gab
have in
Moignan.
midfield
There's no
Raf.
other chairs there.
Raf is a 6.
Yeah, it's a 6, yeah. We have up front Daniel Barza with Antonio Parajuna. And we have Nico Mattia, right wing back, and also Gianni Palumbo, left wing back. What do you have been training and playing with a lot of those players at Easter United? How do you think is the lineup for Easter United, and what do you expect from this game?
Apart from, I think, France, the mix between France, obviously, one of the key defenders. Speaking to Gabby as well, he wants to. He's looking, wants to keep the ball, but also wants to. So it'll be interesting against an NPL side, because NPL versus you tend to see the NPL team have a lot more of the possession. Play a lot more. But East has got a few games under their belt. They have a mixture of youngsters and experience. I think they'll be very good for them. But it'll be interesting because both sides look like they want to play on the press. So. You've watched East in a few games as well. What's your thoughts on their pre-season session?
Look, taking in consideration even the previous years, Easter United tend to play very good against really good teams like NPL teams. Doesn't matter if it was like a pre-season or we played some games in the cup against NPL teams. Every player stepped up. Same thing I can say for the pre-season. We have a chance now for the Comets. Yeah, and it's a corner for Comets. And also in the pre-season, if we take the 2 games that Easter United played against Para Hills NPL team, they played very good. I was surprised from Easter United. Then we went in the second game from the new team in the State League 2 that came from our amateur side. Atletico, and I saw Easter struggling a little bit. So here you can say that the players, they love to perform, under the good teams. Yeah, I've been very impressed with him, this pre-season. He's played because Easter. One of the good things that Easter this year has 2 very good goalkeepers, and when they're both good, they push each other. It gets better and better. And Sokol Marashi has stepped up, considering his age. He has done really good.
And Paolo, we've had him, in the Albanian Cup for 2 years, and he's considered. He's had a very good team in front of him, but. It seems like age doesn't really do justice to, I think, how well he does and how confident he is within himself.
One really good thing, about him is that he plays to win. He just doesn't play for fun,
That's right.
He loves to win. If he concedes, even if we're winning 4-0, if he concedes a goal, you will see he gets pissed off. He doesn't like to concede goals. He takes seriously everything.
And you can see even with his son, who's 15 years old, who's for me is super impressive with what a hard player and really good, like just the mentality on him for so young to always go at 100%, be so tough as well for a young kid and not be scared, which seems like runs in the family, man. But it's a good ball there. Could have a hit here.
Yeah, I totally agree with you seeing Seban, but also seeing his younger brother, younger son of Seban. Even he's very young, and he loves to play with more older players. He has the confidence on him, and doesn't get scared. And I agree with you, it runs in the family. And it's good to see the development that he is having from last year, to this year.
Yep, and most players we know because we've played with. How's young Sidi? How's he settled in the first couple of games? He's played, I think, Adelaide Hawks last year. How's he been part of this pre-season?
Look, he's done good. He's done good things. I think this is going to be a very good test to show him, really, because not only he plays against good teams like Comets, but also Franz Peter is missing, like we know the experience of Franz. He gives, help to every player. With him missing, the starting left will be, to see how City is going to do, without his guidance and stuff. So I think this is going to be a game that we can, judge in the end of the game.
Yeah, that's right. And Polly, in your opinion, you know, like we're obviously quite big fans of East United and what they've done, and you know we've been involved and etc. What do you think? Like, I'm a big believer, obviously, you know, in having a good group, good culture, and etc. And you know, what do they need to do to go up? Because you know, with this whole precinct, with a professional environment they've got here, with all these club rooms, with all this, you know, they deserve to be higher. They truly do. What do you think Gabby and the boys need to do, Polly, in your opinion, to get the boys up?
I think
It's a tough question.
Yeah,
Sorry.
no, it's fine. I think there's, in my opinion, there are two things, you know, that if it works together well, you know, they can go up. We know Gabi how much he loves the game and everything, you know, stuff like that. But his standards, you know, because he grew up in Europe, watching European football and everything, he expects the players, you know, to like they're from Europe, to give 100% and stuff. The thing is, he needs to understand that he is a lot of players, they play it for fun or second or third job, you know. It's not primary on them. Like for Gabi, it's the primary thing. He loves the game too much. It's same for me, you know, that I love this game so much. And I saw my experience even with juniors, you know, what I was watching before reserves and stuff. But it was a good lesson for me to see that even the young players, they don't put 100%, you know, here.
That's right.
In Europe it's different, you know, you have 15, 16 players that they leave, you know, they sleep and wake up thinking about football. And this is from the coaching side that I think we've got, you know, take into consideration this and try to do a little bit more simple, you know. On the other hand, from the players, I think they need to be hungry, because a lot of times they are not hungry in the game, you know. There are a lot of crucial games, you know, that they need to play like life or death, and they come like they don't care about the game if they lose or win. I think if both two sides, you know, do this thing better, I think we can go up this year.
Yeah, and you know, like we've been, as I said, involved, you know, in football for many years, and I think us, you know, and seeing the success we've had in Melbourne and etc. In that national level, it is true. I think the passion needs to be there, game in, game out, because I think even though probably you know you're going to have bad games during the season, it's not going to be a game. You watch football, good teams will, you know, if you work hard, especially in these leagues, I think they can get you over the line. There's, you know, maybe bad days where you might get that 1-0 win or that 2-1 win.
The thing is, every weekend it's going to be one or two players that's not going to have the best for different reasons, you know, from work, from health, from family, you know. There's a different reason. Now, this is, you know, where the teams enter to play, because if two players are having a bad game and everyone supports them, steps up, does that 10-20% extra out of his job, they will not notice, you know, this bad day. But if they start putting fingers, you know, or saying that because he's not doing the job, I will put my head down, so I will not give 100%, stuff like that, then it's going to be noticed in the whole team, and from the coaching point of view, you know, it's going to be a bad day for the team. So this is, and I think, you know, because it's a group that has been for many years now together, you know, at least last 2-3 years, most of the players have been together. I think they will start doing that, you know, 10-20% extra, you know,
that's right.
to support the teammate that is not having the best day. I don't know what's your point of view at this.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, Paddy, 100%. I've actually been quite impressed at Eastern's press so far. They've tended to run the ball quite high up. Nothing effective so far, but and Rack is played with him as a number 6, and he seems like he's someone with experience. He's spreading the ball quite well, so it's quite a good start from Eastern. And Comets, they seem to be half press, half sitting at times. Maybe first game.
Yeah, first game for Comets. It's also, like you said, a lot of new players, new faces.
Yeah, that's right.
They need to play a few games with each other to know, for example, because you play yourself. When you're playing with a new player in the team, you don't know if he wants the ball feet, or if he wants in the behind, or if he wants half ball, stuff like that. So I think they will need a few weeks, you know, to get to know each other. And about the Eastern and the player Raf, I was really impressed. To be honest, when I saw, you know, like a new addition to Easter, I didn't have, you know, high expectation from him. And the first internal game that we played, you know, against those Albanian boys, you know, I didn't see too much of him, you know. I thought he's going to be, I don't know, maybe a player coming off and on. But watching the first two preseason games, I've been really impressed. One of the most impressed player from my side, you know, for us. He's really impressed in the good way
He's
to me.
a player I played at Adelaide Uni and had a bit of a stint, a little bit of camp. He's always played up the field, buddy. But, you know, I think obviously because he isn't young and he's fantastic, you know, great like futsal player with his feet. I think Gabby's done well to utilise him sitting in front of the defence and just playing those little pocket passes, which is, you know, which is the key to transitioning because that's what he said before the game. There we go.
Yeah, usually futsal players, you know, they are very good in tight spaces, you know. And if you want to play, you know, from the back and you want to get them out of the transition stuff, a player that can play in the tight spaces, it's really good. Yeah, it's important. It's crucial for the team, you know, because it can release that you know pressure that the defense has. You know, he can hold the ball and get out of the press, you know, with 2-3 passes. So, yeah, I think it will be a great, especially knowing how Gab likes to play always from the back. Doesn't matter he's playing against very good team or different teams. You know, he likes to play from the back. It will be crucial, you know, for him. We'll see now Comets starting to have a little bit of ball possession.
For the first time, they've kept the ball for a little bit.
Previous games, have you seen Sakala go long or maybe just short from goal kick volley?
I think it's short because, like I said, Gabi likes to play from the back, you know. So if he goes long a couple of times, Gabi will lose a bit. So I think they have, like they started, you know. And even Sokol is good under pressure, you know. He doesn't panic, yeah, yeah, and he doesn't panic and stuff like that. Experience and everything.
Should be out! Good Peter, hey, ref!
My other gets out of the pressure. No, it's good. Yeah.
Good lurch.
Like you see, even the coach of the Comets, he just said to them players, you know, just play on, you know, don't wait to ask for a foul. Yeah.
Stay mid-block. Good still, better still.
Gab Mark.
Because City as well
Stay middle.
teams with direct. So I think I can see as well from a couple of weeks ago, his foot skills have increased. They've increased a lot actually. And we remember against Albania, King, you know, he's coming over a bit, etc. But it seems like
Look, it can be, you know, from outside it can look a really small thing, you know, but we had almost 1 month, you know, of training, you know, for Albanian Cup organizing, you know, and games we play and stuff like that. And he being, you know, involved with Chris Evangeli and Franz Peter, you know, it's, yeah, a lot, and you can get from both of them. You have a very experienced player, you know, and also another young player like Franz with potential and everything. So I think he learned a lot from them, you know.
yeah.
And also having a little bit of that passion, you know, that we have.
That's
that
right.
even when we play some of the sides, we are pushing and
Yeah, I think the mission's ready to be good.
They seem like they like to play out as well, Comments, by the looks of it.
yeah, I think.
Nowadays, don't they?
Yeah. No.
Where you get to see
See the long ball anymore.
Especially like we said, first game for Comets, you know, I think the coach will command them to play, you know, like how they get used to play with each other. Because if they go long, you know, there's no help for the Comets team or the coaching staff, you know, to see how they think. I'm curious to see the number 15 for East United, Saliba. I think it's the first starting for him.
What age is that, Polly? Quite young.
Yeah, I think it's around 16 or 17. Experienced goalkeeper there. Good to see him back because he had a very serious injury, you know. So I think he didn't play for a couple of years. And it's good to see him back.
Great guy too.
Yeah. It's good. Yeah, I think as the games goes on, you know, the teams that have better technical player, because the opposition will start getting tired and the gaps will start showing off, and then the team
First game
can.
as well, Buddy, like Christmas, New Year's, it's going to be a good hit out.
Yeah. I think Comets, for them it's going to be good, the first game, and they get some minutes under, their legs and stuff like that. For Easter, it's because now they need to start having, building and having one way of playing, so I think the expectation from these games are going to be too different, from the both teams.
That's right.
What You've been involved with many years, here with the different teams in football South Australia, in Adelaide. You won a few leagues, with the different teams. What have you seen different, here at Eastern? Like totally, not just about playing, but also the community, the.
To be honest, I was having a chat to Raf because, as I said, an old teammate of mine. I said, I just think the culture that they've grown here, obviously the professionalism. When we play, we didn't have, only the last couple of years where video came in, and like all the tactical sessions with cameras and stuff. So, you just depend on just culture. And obviously having a tight community when we won West Adelaide, we had Ross Aloisi, it was just having that community and culture, and there was quite a big name there at the time because the leagues were very and with that uni, with Christiani as well, and we had a great group, and I feel the same with Eastern, where I feel like the teams that I want up to it, and that's why I'm saying I really want to see them succeed because they deserve it, because every club does good things, but I just feel like the last couple of years, I think what this club has done in terms of obviously reforming with the change rooms and the fans that they get to come out and the junior stuff and etc. They really deserve, they deserve a lot more, which I hope they do get it. So I think it's a special place because I think obviously for us as well, with the Albanian community, you remember obviously when you were coaching and when we were playing, we'd have massive turnouts here. So and that continues to grow, and it's a special place for us to come here. So we're really hoping that we see the success of those
Kaka, excellent. Excellent.
And how about from football, point of view, comparing the whole transformation of football in general, in South Australia, comparing, for example, with 10 years ago, what do you think, what do you think that have been step forward or step backward, comparing the level of IPL, level of state leagues and stuff like that? What's your point of view on that?
I feel like your first thing age caps were quite differently now, not probably as much used back then. But you might have had some, but a lot of big name players back then. I think because obviously A-League wasn't developed, so I had the luxury of playing with players that were coming down from say ex-NSL players as well. So it's changed in the tactical sense, like massively, obviously, as we know. But in terms of physically as well, it's become better because we didn't have as much as strength and conditioning as we know now, and the recovery and the facilities as we do.
Slide across.
But I feel like probably
Sliding it across. Go again, Joe. Sliding it across.
because it comes from our blood, so I feel like that. We find that in some teams, but probably not as much as I like to anymore, where players play with passion. Like you're not having that great game where I feel like you can still provide that passion and work hard. So
Chance now for Eastern.
I turn that over. So facilities are great. Obviously, there's a lot of great things, but I would like to see more of just the passion and the hunger. Which, like you said, Bali, before, is people live and breathe it in overseas. We as well, yes, we all have our jobs, but I feel like even when we've been to Melbourne and those places, we tend to go. All of us tend to go to a new level, So, a bit of physicality here. See, stuff like that. That's it's good, And I think you like that as a previous coach as well. So.
I love it, man. It needs to be a little bit, passion. As long as there's no, going bad tackles with the purpose of injury or stuff like that. There's nothing wrong to go, for a 50-50 ball or some body. It's just a drinks break now.
I want to try and get Dimi Pana if I can.
One, two, three.
It's a chance for both coaches to give some tactical advice to the players and make a
Polly? Okay. Polly, always when I played I liked the drinks break, and I think as a coaching staff it's good because you can kind of reset for a minute or two and give a quick instruction, have a little bit of a breather. Do you find the drinks break in pre-season it's important and it's great?
Yeah, I agree too, because instead of you have a lot of players that they're in the other side, for example, of pitch and stuff like that the coach doesn't have the opportunity to give some feedback or tactile, and that drinks break he can give a quick review to.
Hey guys, hey Paul, hey Christian.
Welcome Edmond.
Welcome Edmond.
I was told to join in because the ratings were going a bit low, and we need
to bring some. It was because you weren't on or George was missing, mate.
Oh, I don't know, probably a bit of both, We are definitely missing the iconic George here, but he's with us in spirit.
What do you think, Edmond, for the first 25 minutes?
I think Eastern is absolutely amazing. They're doing great. They're like from what Gab was telling us on the pre-show, they're really maintaining that high press. And I don't know. At this point, if they keep this up, this game could go either way. And it's great to see Eastern performing at such a high level. We shouldn't forget that it's an NPL team at the end of the day that they're playing against, and there is a difference in between a State League 2 and an NPL game, but Eastern is holding their own.
Yeah, I would totally agree with that. I think Eastern has been performing good the first 25 minutes. So we'll be curious, to see if they can keep it for 90 minutes, and also we should not forget that in the bench, Comets has a lot of good players, like Irabona and some other, Harry Thomas and Young, that
we'll get to see the visa player second half Polly from Paris as well.
Yeah,
so it'll be interesting to see that.
One from Paris, one from Canada.
That would be curious to see,
Obviously a warm day as well, so which seems to be cooling down a bit, but they're working well here, Eastern.
Every time the weather comes up, I'm reminded of George, because this is usually his segment, talking about the weather.
The three volleyball. There were two players there attacking from Comets that seemed like the free steps coming to cover, but
yeah, this goes back to that we said before. When their first game, playing together, they don't know, for example, if they want that first.
That's right, the first or second
post, or which type of run the striker will make. And that's something that they will, get used to them during the preseason, and they will get better, I think.
Finally, Daniel Pauly seems is he playing? Because I know last year he played a few positions. He's playing mostly in the middle this preseason as an 8. Is that right?
Yeah, he's been playing in midfield with around there 6, you know, and Poli just a little bit higher of him, you know, so. We have a player down.
I feel like he just had a bit of a knock.
Yeah, I think in the face.
He was elbowed in the face. Balumbo.
And the number 15 just reminded me of you a little bit, you know, have time to shoot from everywhere. So as soon as he saw a window, you know, he just took a shot.
I don't mind that, to be honest. You know, like I don't think either keeper's been tested yet, Polly. We're about half an hour in. Really, there's not been any saves, any major shots. Do you like that? You know, players, if you know, half an hour in, do you like players having a shot here or there, or you like to work through?
I love having a shot. I love to put the balls in the box. You know,
Yeah.
I'm kind of, you know, a person that I like direct football, not just possession. You know, so I like to have some shots, going wide, putting the balls in the box, not trying always play feet. Not walking with the ball, you know, in the net. Have a shot, have a cross, you know, fight for the second ball, everything. So, because we see a lot of games now, even in high, you know, like England, Spain, you know, they go 60, 70 minutes, you know, without having a shot on goals, you know, because just possession.
I think Liverpool have been so impressive. They're just so direct.
Yeah, that.
They attack with big numbers and they're so direct.
And it's a good thing to
like you, I like direct football players, you know that.
Yeah, and it's good to see from Liverpool that point of view, is because they changed the coach, you know, and they haven't changed too much the style of football, you know. They still play. Of course, the new coach, you know, put his shot to forget, and they changed the call of coach. He put 2-3 things, you know, of his own, you know, but the football was still, you know, direct football. So. What can you read, Monday, from the body language of the players? Do you think they want the half time, you know, to come soon and go and have a little bit of refresh with water? Or?
Eastern looks very refreshed, and they seem to be ready. They seem to be longing for action, you know. they just want more. Comets, on the other hand, is not giving me that same energy. They seem a little bit slower, and maybe that has to do with the fact that they haven't had any previous games. How important?
Been a bit quiet. I want to see him. Obviously, I've played with him, coached him a little bit in Melbourne as well. I think Holly and Edmund, he's so important that I think he needs to be fed. Like he needs a lot of the ball up there because he will make things happen.
Yeah, but like I said, playing against NPL team, you know, so the quality of the defenders' opposition, you know, it's good. They can, you know, read when he's going to make rounds, you know, blocking his round, not letting him space to get the ball, you know, and turn and stuff, because he likes to have the ball into space and after, you know, turn. Like we see now, you see the 15, he's not giving the space, he's chasing him, you know, everywhere. So, and so it will be a hard game, I think, for him.
Hard because you're so physically as well, like the defenders with the body, but you're right, I think he does need the ball in behind, like you said, those crosses coming in behind and even through balls to him so he can run onto them, because he is a very, very good player, but I feel physically with these defenders he might struggle a little bit.
Look, he has the quality, you know, the only thing that I hope, you know, because he had a good end of the season last year because he came mid-season, you know, stuff like that. I just hope it doesn't get to his head, you know, and he stays, you know, with a foot in the ground, you know, and try and push again 100%. If he does that, he can make the difference in State League too.
Right ball.
Not the coach is happy, but I don't think that was the best effort from the 15, you know.
No, he's had 2 shots which have been.
Yeah, but I think there, you know, just meet the ball, you know, hit it. Not in the volley, you know, it's hard to hit it with the inside of the foot. He went with the inside of the foot, you know. There,
he shouldn't really have been free in the corner there in the first place. There was no pressure on him.
Yeah, but those things can happen. You know, it's on the ball, it's on the other side.
One thing probably I haven't seen much from Eastern, which I would like to see, is what you like, and as a player, as a coach, is what I like as well, is crosses. We haven't really seen any penetrating crosses coming. We saw that cross coming for Comets, which needed to score. There we go. Hopefully he can use some of his trickery here. Done well to win it back.
Comets having numbers straight away in the back, you know,
Yeah.
see the
They've
all
covered, they've
players.
covered really well here. The
Yeah. You played yourself style for many years, and I think it's hard. When you feel always the defender in your back.
That's right.
Because you don't know if you have the time to to stop the ball, or if you have a little bit of space so you can twist and turn him. It's always hard. To receiving the ball when you have the defenders in your back, and that's why I said it's hard playing for him against those quality players, because they will be always in his back and not give the chance to.
I just like to see the wingers getting in a bit more behind, a few more crosses, Polly. I think, like you said, a bit more direct. I know they're trying to play around the box a little bit, but I feel like they can penetrate a bit in the inner wings and have a few crosses coming in.
Because in that way you also test the defenders, how they are going to be when the ball is being put, from the wide. Because sometimes you are making, the run back, your body is not in the best shape and stuff like that. Everything can come, from a ball put it, from wide position. Because it can be not a good clearance, you can win a corner, it can drop there for the striker, or striker can get in front of the defenders, and meet the ball first. So a lot of danger scenarios can come from that, but like we said, unfortunately, for how we think about football, it's changed a lot. It's just possession.
Right.
And especially in pre-season games, that the result doesn't really matter.
That was actually going to be my next question for both of you lads. Do results matter in pre-season?
For me, I don't think results matter.
I think actually for players' mentality, it's good for them to go in winning a few games rather than having multiple losses. Sometimes it might make them a bit sharper, maybe, and hungrier to play in the season better. But I feel like winning a few games also helps their self-esteem a bit. What do you think, Christian?
It's a good breakthrough here. It's a good ball. See, this is what I mean, Polly. Coming in behind, there you go. You win a corner. If they had it's good the cross coming in, that breakthrough there.
Got your wish there? Got your wish to see a few more
Oh,
corners?
it's I feel like if they can try getting behind a few more, can hit it here. Oh, that's good play. Finish.
Oh, unlucky.
It's not a bad hit.
Finally, we have a shot on target.
And
I think
not only a shot, two good chances, Polly. Like it's probably Easton's best piece going forward there. So that was good to see.
Also need to be careful now, in the
counter,
break.
yeah,
when you're
that's
pressing,
right.
you need to press like a team, because
That's
right now the team was split in the middle. The four players up front that was pressing, the defense was sitting back, and it was a huge gap in midfield.
Now these
This
NPL
can be
teams are going to
dangerous.
transition super fast.
Yeah. Let's see, Eastern. They get out of the press. Let's see what they can do. We can already start seeing some tired legs now from both teams. But there was
We'll expect to see a few changes in the second half, of course.
We see Coach Gabit's very happy with that.
With the young boy Saliba there.
Yeah.
Free kick given by referee Lee there.
It's been a great performance by Eastern, if you ask me. Do you expect Eastern to do more, Paul?
We have Gabi having interacted with a spectator, with our technician here.
We're really breaking the fourth wall here.
Industry 4.0.
We have Zephy there having an interview with Gab Marcus live.
Gabi, I think it's been quite a good performance first half. I've been impressed in the play out. What I did before it happened is I'd like to see more crosses coming in and penetration from, and we saw two very good crosses coming in there, probably two of the best chances. Is that something you guys work in trying to get behind, or is it more
I feel like it's more growing in possession to score. What tell me a little bit about that?
Phil, we're trying to keep the ball in the attacking third and be patient. So once we're patient, it means that we have energy in case we lose possession. And then if we lose possession, we are ready to press. If we try to penetrate every time, it's going to be a very transitional game. And we may not have the energy. We may not have the energy to straight away. However, I do agree. Maybe we are lacking a little bit of more penetration. Runs, but it's a very delicate part because if you decide to and you ask them to penetrate, you're not going to hold the ball for a longer period of time, you know. And when it's hot, you want to keep the ball. You don't want to chase the ball. So, yeah.
But otherwise, has been good. We heard there from the coach.
Yeah, you got the thoughts from Gabi.
Yeah, we were talking about the penetration. He's just saying, obviously, partly because of the the warm weather. Obviously, if he said we try to obviously attack a lot. He said we want to keep it and do it at the right time when we have the bodies because it will become too high of a transition games. And if that's the case, these teams will have numbers transitioning very quickly. So, but he said that's a good chance here. Oh, what's your thoughts, lads?
I think it was a little bit push in the back, from Nico Mattia. I see he's very upset. That it can be given, it cannot be given, but the ref went to the decision,
He did say he don't touch, so he probably was a bit unlucky there with that call.
We saw that he touched it, but was it enough push?
I personally think, absolutely not biased, but I think it was a bit on the softer side, to be honest.
Yeah, that's the side. It can be given, it cannot be given, it was soft.
Yeah, so we've got the camera crew behind saying it did look.
We have Alexander Margaj here, one of the softest defenders out there. One of the softest defenders of the league. And what was your opinion on that tackle, Ale?
Very soft, very generous penalty.
Let's see, the number 11 there.
Lebasso?
Yeah, I think it's Lebasso taking
He's
the
been
penalty.
around,
Yeah, he's been for many years here. Against experienced goalkeeper Sokol Marashi, and he
fantastic
posted.
penalty.
Yeah, it's a good penalty, sending the keeper all the way. Niche in bottom corner. Oh, it's also a yellow for Nico Mattia. He needs to relax. It's just a friendly game,
It is true that Eastern brings their fire out in the game against better teams. They really want to prove themselves,
It's been happening even against Para Hills, unfortunately.
Look, we fed Nico some some Scotch fillet today for lunch, and we said if you score, it's going to be because of that medium, rare Scotch fillet done beautifully at Antica there, but it tends like I think the protein has got to him a bit and got a bit too much muscle for him. But
I think needs to change that tradition, from now before the game from Antica going back to La Scala, having that before the game.
Having something lighter, maybe.
He looks a little bit deflated, but he'll be fine. He'll be okay.
No, like I was saying, even against Para Hills was unfortunately we conceded 2 goals, in the last 5 minutes of the half time. And when you're having a really good half, like Isa was having until now, conceding goals, and dangerous now again to concede another goal.
Yeah, but
it changed,
It doesn't really reflect if they concede another one. Doesn't reflect the half at all, really.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But the thing is, when you concede 1 or 2 goals, just before half time, even if your game is doing, amazing, if your team doing amazing, like a coach, when you go halftime, you cannot say, oh, we are, excellent and this and that. it still can be like that, but the players are heading, putting the head down because they just conceded 2 goals, so they will not really believe that it's true, that they play good, even if they play really good. So it plays a little bit of negative effect, But hopefully they will have another, 5 minutes of before halftime, 5 minutes of good, intensity from Eastern. So when they go at halftime in change rooms, they go, with believe in them that okay, we are doing good. That's a break from Easter. Nico Matti on the right, trying to combine with Dennis. That's offside there.
The break with 2 passes there was. We'll hear from Dimi Pana soon. We don't want to interrupt during the game because obviously they're checking out tactical things and etc. Say hi to the viewers.
We've had a few comments that they love the commentary. I wonder who
one I believe is. Can I have a look again, Ale, please?
It's the GOAT one, and the other one is Marian Ftoni.
Marian.
I think Marian will love more Ale, being commentator.
I don't know what the time is currently in Tirana or in the mountains of Montenegro, wherever Claudio is, but we'll say hello to him. And
we have fans internationally. We would like to make that known to everyone.
Good to see that he's alive after going skiing, so.
Good ball, that one.
Yes, Sokol Sui did not a great clearance. That's a clearance there from City. I think Issa need to be a little bit
strong here.
Yeah, not concede another one, just before halftime, because when you just think that half it's finished, the team with quality, they can punish you.
And you can see with some of the through passes now and some of some of that forward passes and the quick transition that the NPL teams, they do start to rise, probably, don't they?
Yeah. They can have 2-3 passes, going long, switching other side and stuff like that. They get because they have the quality.
I think now is probably a good time to go have an interview with the coach if you'd like. He's a little bit.
I feel like if we go Edmund, this microphone will be flying towards our heads.
Because there, Sokol, good clearance.
That's a good clearance by Sokol.
Yeah, he reads the ball, very good, so it's good.
Here is, I feel like
he needs to play through ball. Just a little bit too much there.
Very impressed with the Comets keeper.
He's a very experienced keeper, Dan. He's been around for many years, hasn't he? And he's won a few leagues, championships, hasn't he? And he had a long injury, so it is great to see him back. 2 very experienced keepers in goals.
I think both teams, they are a mix of experienced players, and the young players. So the Eastern players get a little bit frustrated with the ref, lately. Last few decisions, they're not happy with him. Since the penalty, they feel like everything is going against them. I think it will be good, if they can have a half-time soon.
The message is going to be, Pal. Edmund, get your thoughts on... Because usually pre-season, the coaches don't tend to get too far. It's more just a casual, not casual, probably not the right word, but it's more of a relaxed chat. What's working, what's not, what can we work. This is what Deno likes here. This is what he likes. I'm hoping, it's a good ball there.
Yeah,
like you said.
Yeah, the experience, and also they brought numbers, back quick.
I feel like probably they shouldn't have slowed it down when he was 1-on-1 there.
Yeah.
Great play.
We have, a ball in the guts there.
Dennis is a very good player. He's a very good striker, but he's also not a...
Like when he was played there 1-on-1 probably against a tall defender, you think he could have just used Just have a hit just before half time.
Yeah, or try just a couple, to go one time, one side and turn other side and hit it, because a tall defender it
So
will be
sharp
hard,
going left and right. So
yeah, and for a tall defender it's hard, to turn quickly, both sides, because
Eastern strikers are some of the most selfless strikers out there, if you ask me.
I'm not sure who you're talking about here, but
Nico.
anyway, half time we'll be
Nico on
watching.
the right wing.
We'll be watching a few of my highlights back from the years. No.
We'll be watching the sunset.
And I'm sure we can watch some of Ala's goals from 45 yards.
They're iconic.
Now since become a daddy, he can't. His movement has just become slower and slower. Hit a ball, maybe actually from. Maybe we can do, from halfway we can do a challenge in half time.
Are we gonna see?
In the future, we should do some halftime things.
Absolutely, we definitely should.
Mon,
do that, but are we
Edmund,
gonna-
you look like because
because you know
football's
what?
not your big.
Express yourself.
I feel like you could come up with some halftime, entertainment.
Absolutely, I think I can. Look, we gotta put a little bit more imaginative in this commentary because it's been very plain, I must say. It's been very plain.
Me and Pat, I think, have gotten a bit too
technical.
too deep and technical, but
You can tell you guys play a lot of FIFA.
that's why we leave to you, Mon, the pre-game show and halftime show, because that's the time for fun, and entertainment.
it's Paddy. This is dangerous one here.
Oh no!
Paddy said before they.
It was like a deja vu, like I said, like against Para Hills, and probably in a minute or so it will be, half time, so it's
It just
hard.
looked like that was just a lack of concentration, really. They just, dropped. And like we said, to go up, if you want to go up to a league, NPL team, but these are key moments that you just need to. No, it's hard, but you just need to have that moment of intelligence to just hold or do something, ugly or do something professional to just, just let the half go, whatever it takes. So. Like you said, their probably heads will be down now going into half time. That's the only negative thing I would say.
Heads down, it will be. Look, it's a pre-season game, and the coach can say, let's forget about results and stuff like that. But if it's a league game or cup game, you cannot say let's forget about it, because you need to change, like way how you play. If you're going 2-half and you have 2-0. Another chance.
Beautiful
there.
shot.
Once again, try it.
Like that we
Can we grab Dimmy?
Yeah, I think we can.
Dimmy, can we grab you 1 sec? Dimmy, first hit out for the boys. Great having you guys. Great to see you. Started obviously first hit out, started a little bit, but very impressed with the last 15-20, the press especially, and the transition. What's your thoughts on the first half and the first hit out of the year?
Look, and that's the thing, it's the first hit out for the season. We've got a lot of players that have just come back into training. We've got a lot of youngsters that are making their debut out there today, which is really good to see. So, look, it was a very slow start, and I still think it's far from our best, but we're getting some things happening, and it's getting us positive going into the season. So,
And we commented before as well that, you've had a lot of success with the Reserves 18, and Comets is known to be one of the big powerhouse clubs in South Australia, but also for youth, and we enjoyed some of the young lads here, especially the right winger with his number 15 there with his press and etc. And it looks like you have a nice mix of youth and experience. I guess going into the season and the pre-season games, what's important for you as coaching staff and the message across, because now you're part of the first team and you're part of the senior boys and you've had great success there. What's the message from you, Dimmy, with because probably you've had these boys since young age, so some of them.
Look, I'm very lucky because we've got a very good team working behind us. Sometimes I take a little bit too much credit, but it starts with our mini roos. We've got our School of Excellence. Our juniors are run really, really well, run by John Politis at the moment, and look, we're breeding a lot of good young players. You know what I mean? There's not just all of them that are playing here. There's many that are playing elsewhere as well. But that's the objective. We don't want to just be a club that signs 15 new players and all that type of stuff. We want to have our 1 or 2 visa players mixed in with some good young talent. And we've got that. You know what I mean? It's about just getting them to be at their best. So we've got to be patient as coaches, and we just got to keep working with it.
Thanks, mate. All the best to you and Con.
Good to see
Thank
you as well.
Great to see you. All the best. Cheers. So that was Dimi Panna, the assistant, I believe, of Adelaide Comets.
Bro, it's better. The more, the better. The conversation flows more. It's alright. It's very hard to say.
Welcome back. Second half is underway.
Guys, I have my favorite player right next to me, Matija. I love it. I love it.
We hope to see a bit of more of Nico tonight. I feel like
I think he changed the number. It's not bringing too much luck. From 11 is going to 9.
Yeah.
I think Nicolin Matija has the potential to be the best player in the pitch.
Here he is.
Ball there for Dennis.
Trying to play through the middle.
We just got the information for the visa players at Comets, is having
What
this
position does
year.
it look like he's playing, Polly?
So one of them is a tall centre back, number 5 there. He's playing centre back. He was starting the first half. It's a chance now for the Comets.
That's a clean chance.
And the third chance that the number 15 misses for Comets. So what I was saying for the visa player, I think is number 5 is playing centre back. And the number 23 just came on now, and I think he's playing like a 8 box midfielder.
Yeah.
It will be, we saw the number 5 first half. Now it will be curious to see number 23, what he can bring, to Comets team and also to NPL,
And very vocal there, 2 centre backs, Polly. Always, even realised first half, very vocal with their midfield instructions. So looks like they have a pretty experienced backline there.
Yeah, look, even the other centre back has been playing Comets, number 4, for a few years. I think he was before a few years. He was in England, He had a trial and a spell with a few teams there in 3rd or 4th division. And he's back to Comets now. He's been being solid, in centre back. And he had just almost scored. Good that he didn't score because
he's an English lad.
No, he's Australian, but
Aussie,
he was there, So, and added him the number 5, another, tall centre back that probably is replacing the centre back that left from Comets. And we'll be curious to see number 23, but also like we said, we have Irabona in the bench. We have another couple other good players, So I think Comets will be fine, it's just first game, and we can see already second half they started, in the front foot, so had a couple good chances straight away. And now welcome to our panel,
one of our favorite
Mr.
Oh, the favorite. Thank you very much, guys.
I think favorite marker is Chicho. I think for everyone.
Ale, you were behind, doing a few technical things. What do you make of the first half, and what would you like to see the second half?
So I think the boys played a very good first half. Perhaps we were, I'd say, the better team in the park. Knowing that they're an NPL side, and we played 2 divisions below. So it was a really good effort from our boys, and not only in terms of effort, but as well technically and tactically. So first half, in my opinion, was very positive. What I would like to see in the second half is that after we consider 2 goals that we don't drop our heads or our intensity or what we need to practice today. And so I'd really hope to see the boys play like they did in the first half and build from there, I guess.
I was just saying to Christian before, after we conceded the first goal, about history repeating, conceding 2 goals in the last 5 minutes, just before of halftime. We conceded that against Para Hills, It's something that, the coaching staff should be worried about this, because happening in 3 games of preseason, happening 2 times, it can be a little bit, a concern.
Look, what I see today in the park is 2 teams with different objectives. I'll answer your question in a second, but I want to make a distinction. You have Comets.
It's a good ball, that, Polly.
Ooh, doing out. Missed opportunity for Comets, but I was mentioning, Paul, that in the first half, Comets looked like a side that they were trying to build. They were trying to build, and they were struggling at moments. And I felt like there were points that were like kind of lowering their confidence. But of course they're perhaps like a very good technical side, and eventually they'll find their moment, to break through. On the opposite side, Eastern, we started very strongly. The moment they conceded, you don't want to see, those 5 minutes that, you need to pick yourself up and go again. Don't be worried about the score and the result, especially in preseason. You want to show them what you're able to do, and you want to show yourselves, I guess. And prove yourself that you're good enough to play, at the same level, or with, I guess, some sort of consistency through the 90 minutes.
We had a chat with Christian in the beginning, when we talk about for Easter, being third game of the preseason, and for Comets just the first game of the preseason. Do you think that played a role, in the slow start of the Comets? Because, we saw from the team sheet and the chat with the coaches, we saw Comets have a lot of new players. They're doing a transition, in the team, and
yeah, I definitely saw that, from a physical point of view, they're perhaps slightly behind from Easter United, which have started pre-season mid-November. So Easter United had at least over a month of training their legs, and they played, I think this is the third or fourth, pre-season match. So Comets, you could see in the first half they were a bit heavy on their legs, but again, I think it's more like a matter, especially for them, to play together enough so they get used to the system that their coach wants to see. We don't forget that they've lost a few important players this pre-season, which they changed clubs. So I think everything is very dynamic and evolving, and they need to learn how to play together, find each other, and I think that was the difference.
yeah, that's what we said with Christian. That they need a few games on the belt to know each other. Because they don't know where they want the ball. Type of play. Even the coaching staff, it's new. It's not new in the team. Because they have been with the Comets for many years. But the first team coaches, Colin Deem is the first.
Good ball through. He can hit this one.
That's a good hit.
It's
not enough power, unfortunately.
no, but they did well to break the line.
Yeah, it was good.
And that's what I think Gabby was during the first half. He's saying we want to build up in the box and penetrate when we can in the box. But I think as well, if they can get the wingers a bit involved as well, doesn't want it to be a too transitional game where they're attacking through the wings too much. Obviously, I think with the level of patience they're showing, and they hold possession, they will have the success, I believe, in the stadium too.
That's what you want to see, coming out in the second half, 2-0 down, again, playing with confidence. If you were just to come at the game and you've never seen these teams play, and they tell you the different divisions, you wouldn't necessarily think that this United is the State League 2 team. When you see them play with this confidence and with this eagerness, I guess.
We said it in the first half, that Easter United has, the tendency to perform really good against NPL teams. Doesn't matter if it's a preseason game or.
This is good chance here. Must finish. Must finish.
Yeah.
Finish there.
The youngster Saliba scores.
And again, Paul coming from the wing,
While
cut
putting the ball
back.
in the box. Like we said, you see the defender didn't clear the ball, properly. So
We gotta bring you two guys back in here, man. I love the combination between you and Paul.
Edmund, it's fantastic having you here. It really is
Edmund, I think Edmund, I think you will like this question that I'm going to make to Christian. Christian, is to go back a couple of years. You and Ale, used to fight for the same position up front.
Two very different strikers.
Yeah. Do you think the relation that Ale has, with the coach Gabi Marca played a role, in the decision making about Ale starting a few games over you?
There's a gentleman named Jose Mourinho who says I prefer not to speak.
So I'd like to pass that on to Edmund because
I get in trouble.
Edmund likes a bit of, he likes. Edmund, what would your thoughts be there?
I actually have a question of my own because at the time, Paul, you know,
That's actually good defending.
you were part of the coaching staff. You're actually the coach of the team. Which one was your favorite player between Ale and Christian?
Look, I think everyone knows, my thoughts and myself. For me, Ale was a really good defender. Even Ale knows that I prefer him more.
I'm wrong a few times, like when he was desperate. Let's be honest, I was backed by an important sponsor of the club as well. So
Ale was really trying to break out of his cocoon there,
There's
trying to be a striker.
There's absolute zero bribery here, lads.
It's a meritocracy all the way.
So Christian,
super impressive start to the
second half. Like I said, in pre-season is good, if the players forget about the result because the result doesn't matter, So come and play second half like just 0-0.
I just want to see more of those. I just want to see more of those like passes to Nico or the winger and those low crosses because every time it's looked dangerous and a few players. I think Comets scored like that and Eastern have scored like that as well now.
Yeah, but also another thing that can play in favor of Eastern if they don't concede another goal soon, is that
this Labasa is quite a good player, isn't he?
Yeah, he's really good. We have a tackle from behind there from Ramash.
Was he playing when you were coaching Olympic or part of Olympic coaching committee? Was he playing at Comets?
Yeah, he was playing Comets. He has been for a few years.
What, late 20s?
No, yeah, I think it's around 28, something like that. I don't exactly know, so.
Looks like one.
So, I think Ale, it's against unhappy with the question that I made. Striker position.
He's having some coconut water to refreshen himself.
We gotta make it known that Paul is definitely playing with fire here with some comments.
I think Ale is regretting joining our panel in the second half.
I mean,
he's preparing a comeback for me.
Funny story about Paul is that when Christian Turu.
That's it.
Let's see. Not a great cross there.
Anyway, I think my funny story is more interesting. Cross, Christian, what do you think?
Ladies and gentlemen, Match Day brought to you by Antica.
There you go. Free pizza for everyone.
Yeah.
I was going, I think, I was flying with my brother, I think in Melbourne, and we sit down and he takes out his notebook, and this time was like just before pre-season, and I had fought so much to get Paul on board, like to help Gabby out. Back in the pitch, Paul.
There's a chance for comments. I think we get better, commenting about the games, about that story.
We're gonna share this story.
I just want to have a comeback to me.
Once Eastern are off, the story will be shared. Please share.
Absolutely. Ale, do not stop.
When we are in this plane and he opens his notebook, I was saying back then I was basically I think the only one fighting to get Paul on board because everyone said no,
number one fan.
He's not. Anyway, he opens this notebook and I see this formation and I'm like Gabby, what's this? And he said, oh yeah, it's nothing. And then I see Paul ideal formation as a title, and I see myself first sub. I'm like, Paul, you gonna pay for this?
Was I even in the squad?
You was not in the team yet. It was before the pre-season. So.
Oh god.
And so let's just say we didn't start right.
Yeah,
It's alright, it got better as the season kept going, yeah?
It definitely get better. Some choosing
right goal this one. Yeah.
Dennis!
Oh no, he had a lot of times,
He looked more like his classic Christian.
Oh no, he had a lot of time. I expected better head from him.
You know what, Buddy? You score that 2-2.
Yeah.
It's and I'm not saying that they might not score here, but you score that 2-2. You're
No, the only thing that
they've been fantastic second.
Yeah. The only thing that I'm saying that last 30 minutes, I think Comets is going to struggle a lot because first game of the preseason, having 1 month of training less, and Easter will be more fitter than them. You can already see, a lot of players, they're just walking the pitch from the Comets.
Dropping off, yeah.
So I think second half will be a little bit more dominating. But in saying that, we should not forget the quality that Comets has, because with one break, they can score, like we saw in the first half. So. And just say,
I'm enjoying some of the direct play now from East, and they're transitioning quick. A few crosses. Even that ball just came from from middle of the pitch to Dennis, and any day he usually finishes those ones. So
yeah. And Liza, the goal that they scored, they gave us a little bit of confidence, and so they're pushing. And when you see the other team, putting the head a little bit down, gives you more motivation, to say, okay, we can have this game.
So 2 subs from Adelaide Comets here, so some fresh legs coming in.
I think Irabona is in the game.
He's one of the better players in the state. I've watched his highlights with Adelaide City as well.
That's lucky that is offside, because he's a great player. So I love him since he was at Adelaide City. I remember a few years back. This is the second year, I think, with Comets.
And so he came straight from City to Comets, is that correct?
Yeah, from Adelaide City. He played, I think, 3-4 years there under Paul Pezos.
Edmund, let's talk a little bit about your football career here.
Yes, Christian, what would you like to know? Do you need any technical knowledge? What is it? Experience? Ball control? What is it that you want to know about?
I heard a comment about, mini game that you guys played, in midweek, 7-a-side.
Yes, but you haven't participated in them in a while.
No, I wasn't.
At this point, we can't even call you an athlete anymore.
I'm not athlete, that's why I'm here sitting and commenting, I'm sorry.
Nonetheless,
yeah.
things get a bit heat.
We've actually seen. I've seen a few showdowns between.
You think this game is intense?
Let me tell about.
You guys gotta come watch us on Wednesdays.
I've seen, it's heated between the 35 Albanian international player Christy Vanzili and.
Yeah, let me tell about that story. I just started half time. Dennis, I think, had a shot, in the goal, and Edmond was in defense there, and he hit his hand was open, and he was shaking his hand because of the pain, and he was saying, no, it's not a penalty. He didn't hit me in the hand, but in the same time he was shaking the hand, so much because of the pain, and the same time saying, no, it didn't touch my hand.
Pali, I remember.
It's funny, Paul, because me and Christy, we have a love-hate relationship, because he's like, I'm kind of his rival, I'm his soccer rival.
With this, what you said, Monday, I think he will stop playing now, even 7-a-side.
Well, it was so funny that about 5 of us were actually on the ground laughing. It was hilarious, man.
Oh, so you was playing?
I was
know
playing.
this moment.
I think me and Christy, we were all on the ground laughing because his hand was hurting so much, and he's saying no penalty.
I want to make it clear for the people. I never said no penalty.
But he said he didn't hit my hand.
My hand was hurting, so I was really shaking it hard. And they're like, he's trying to hide it. He's trying to hide. I'm like, no, I'm not. It's a penalty.
It's just hurting.
Yeah, it's just hurting.
Weather update, beautiful breeze coming through here in the footstep of the hills. It's
Christian, we're trying to keep the people entertained here, mate.
Look,
It's
a debut for me.
He wants to be a weatherman.
Like one of those Brazilians.
I, to be honest, don't know what I want to be anymore. That's why I'm here on a Saturday night.
Trying a lot of different things,
Mind you, this has been quite fun.
We can jump back next week.
I think it's all, thanks to me and Ale, with the debut that we had in Melbourne. We had a lot of,
that was
comments
fantastic,
that make Easter United the decision, to bring the commentator in their games.
That's true. You guys have really started the commentating business altogether, you two.
Yes, we did. Let's talk for a second about Rob Fresino.
We were speaking to him about it in the beginning of the game, Ale, and I said he's a player I played with at Adelaide Union, had a little bit of I don't know if I played with him, but with Campbelltown back in the day, always an attacking player, Ale, but I just said as a number 6, one of his technical ability in tight spaces, his passing, his vision is fantastic. Ale, What would you like to add to that? Because me and Polly already spoke about it earlier in the game.
Yeah, so I was actually really impressed by what he's capable of bringing to this team. I think last few years we have really missed someone like very good technically with the right experience. That can actually like shuffle the ball one side to the other, and he's so very very composed. I was here at the beginning of pre-season, and I heard him talking. He mentioned like that he hasn't been this fit for a long time. So I think having him in these conditions could be a really impactful player, not only for East United but in the league as well.
Yeah, I agree with what I was saying. I was very impressed. I wasn't expecting this much from him, but I was very impressed with the first 2 games that he played. Again tonight, he's performing very good. So
Good continuous pressure here by Easton. Fantastic. Dennis,
So Paul, let's see.
maybe a hit here.
Oh, that's a good hit. Oh, beautiful hit.
Good transition.
Beautiful shot.
Paul, East United has still some players out. Someone is on holiday, someone is injured or sick. So there's some important players like Franz, Diego Ramos, that haven't yet come into this squad. The boys look pretty solid today. Is it gonna be hard for them to actually come back in?
for France, we know the quality, that France has. And we was talking even before with Christian, it's going to be a good test for Sid, playing in the defense without France, because France, we know, that's what he can give to the team. He can give, secure in the back, and everything. So, and in general, Sid has done great, being the middleman there. Of course, we have Mayo on one side with the experience and Samarash with the youngest on the other side, but they perform good, even with France. But we know France, quality, and I think whenever he can come back, he will, fit in the team straight away. About Diego, look, the other midfielders they have performed good. It's the first, starting for Saliba for the youngsters, and he's been he's scored and he's doing good, he's been performing there. For Diego, in my opinion, it's going to be a challenge, to enter in the team.
But also, if you know why, Polly, at that age, you haven't trained for 8 weeks or so. It's challenging to come back in. He's quite an experienced player and etc. But it does take a while to build the fitness back up. So
yeah, because you have to, like I said, Raf is performing very good. We know Pauli that is a motor. He can play 90 minutes running. And if you have young players like Saliba stepping up, or if France, joins in the team, you can have other combination. Like you can have Panajula, playing in midfield, and
great tackle from CD.
Yeah, great.
but also, probably for them to be successful, it is healthy to have a good squad of players challenging each other. You want that, and it's a long season, injuries, etc. So, once they have their full squad, I think it's going to be fantastic for everyone.
Look, I do agree, Christian. I think every team needs experienced players, and of course, we know that for certain players, their prime was probably 5-6 years ago. But no, that's the reality. But you can tell when certain players are on the pitch because of the way they make the team move. It feels like that. Sometimes they control the engine, and and you see better patterns of play. More composure. So because they have the right experience to do that. Now, from a physical point of view, I really feel that everyone that comes back in this team, needs to work extremely hard, because East United looks quite sharp and fit at the moment, and those young boys, I feel they're performing quite well.
Yeah,
so
they're keeping the ball really well, which I'm super impressed.
And that's I think something that this year has started to really click. That there's a good bunch of boys that have been here for 3-4 years, and it really feels that this year they're pushing boundaries.
Yeah, look, Eastern look very good, so far, and fit. You can see that they are pressing, Comets, and Irabona here with experience with the ball.
Very fast player, isn't he?
Yeah,
that's good keeping.
That's good keeping and good, chase back from Poli to cover there from City. It's going to be interesting, last 20 minutes because Easter is going to push, high, try and get another goal, and they are fit and stuff. But in the meantime, need to be careful because the quality that Comets has, they can punish you every time, yeah. On the other hand, we have Easter. Yeah,
we have the captain, Nicolin Matija, here to give us a quick thought. Come on, Nico.
Nico is claiming the assist, he's saying make sure that I have the assist under, my name. We said,
I think we go back to the Scotch fillet. Look, the
Christian, I think it's all you, man.
Edmund, as a very experienced man in hospitality, what did you make of that Scotch fillet today that was cooked?
That was a rough Scotch fillet, Christian. That was a rough Scotch fillet, mate. Look what you've done to Nicolin, mate.
Yeah, assist.
Last game he scored.
I don't know if it's a good idea, talking about Antica and La Scala when we have both, here in the panel. So it will be, some force.
Do you have any negative thoughts about the places?
No, I have only positive
I haven't
thoughts.
seen Pauline over all those restaurants in a while, so these engineering jobs taken a bit of a hit.
Definitely, it's taken the better part of the day for him.
I'm waiting for the goat to come back, because we have to play some cards, That's where you see me at La Scala.
Poland is best. Poland's best, I guess.
Hey, well, that's a bit of a that's a bit of a backhanded compliment there.
Sorry?
That's a bit of a backhanded compliment there.
He deserves one. Every now and then.
And I can take it.
He's a good man.
I can take it.
Go, Nico.
We have
giving some advice.
We have another change here from Comets. The Visa center back, just came out, Chandler, and
Paul. Now you watched 3 or 4 games of United. What do you make of some players to watch that, or someone that has really impressed you so far?
look, one of the most players that has impressed me the most is Raf, And another good thing that I said about Easter this year is that they have 2 very good goalkeepers, and they will push a chance here for Dennis. Let's see if he can penny.
Again.
Oh, great block.
Yeah, great block there. And like I was saying with Christian, first half, here's where you see the difference because you will not have the time that you usually have, and he had a couple good chances, this game. So hopefully it will be a good lesson for him,
Fantastic touch by 34, man.
And going back to your question, Alem,
Dangerous bully. Maya with experience.
It's a clearance, but Ale, not to be a bit harsh here, but they had a few chances where you scoreboard pressure. It's important. I'm just saying, building into the season, we said, results are not very important in pre-season, but you need scoreboard pressure. You need goals.
Yeah. You need to take those chances and bang them, put it back on the net because these is practice. For when things start to count. But the reality is that it's from here that you see.
Free header.
Free header in the box
by the Visa player there.
Bit of homeworks for Gabby.
He could have done better there, but lucky for us.
And again, Christian, I think this is something that it could be a dangerous thing, to miss continuously chances because there's gonna be games that you're not gonna be playing well. You're gonna have one or two chances and you can decide the game. So let's see now.
My favorite part of the play here is going through the wings and a corner, which is positive.
Look, Eastern United has been very positive tonight. I think we can polish, down that end. We need to take those chances. Dennis had 2 or 3 opportunities today, and he wasn't even able to hit the target in that sense, Paul. So I think it's very important for the confidence of the team, to score, and then you play a bit more freely and with more confidence and energy.
The only thing, that I don't say worries me, but I hope, it doesn't happen, is that usually against very good team we perform very good. When the opposition, the level drops, we drop too. And I saw that even the first two games of the preseason, first game we played against Para Hills, we played very good, we pushed. Came back second game, we came against the new team, Atletico, that came from amateur side. It was not in the level of Para Hills, the opposition, but the performance from Eastern United was not good enough, comparing with how they performed today.
Exactly.
And we come back against NPL team again. The performance is very good. I just hope this doesn't happen during the season. That we have 1 week good. We go with the next week. With the thing that we perform good, we can win this game. And because this was before 2 years, when I was in the team, this has happened too.
Yeah.
We played very good preseason games. We won the first game of the season against the opposition that we thought we was winning, and we lost the first game.
Counter attack for Comets. Beautiful ball in.
Great cross.
A bit long.
Back.
Yeah, just would like
Ball
to see
in.
more numbers.
Next up. Oh,
Great save as well by
great
Callum.
save.
great play from the Comets striker.
Also, another worry was here. The Easter player wasn't getting back. Very fast. Like we saw Comets in the first half. In transition, we saw 7-8 players in the box. We saw a lot of players now. They're just walking back. And that's why it gave the chance that even if they didn't control the first ball in the box, they had the time to cross it. Have a free hit there.
Now, Christian, getting back to you and about the chances that we've missed so far. Like you see that now, it's very important. Like if you would pull away those chances, you can play with much more confidence and energy because the physical level has dropped clearly, and you're gonna see now more chances coming up and up. Probably this is an opportunity for Comets, to really hurt, us on the counter, and they had a couple of good chances. So it's truly important that when you get there in front of the goal, like you just need to hit them. You can't stop, turn, and like fake shot and then like don't conclude into anything.
I will answer to
I
that
fully
one.
agree there, Ale. I had something else on my mind actually, which has been a big focus. Actually, a lot of thinking watching recently EPL, and it's come from being an Arsenal fan and watching corners. And I want to get your thoughts because they've scored obviously I think over 40 goals or 50 goals in the last 2-3 seasons since Arteta's been there because they heavily focus on corners. Is that something that I don't know how much teams work on it now, but is that something that you think could be implemented with Eastern or with a few tall bodies and something they could work on more? Because I saw their corners, they looked a bit lackluster, a little bit short, and etc. But I'd like to get your thought too, Pali, on the set pieces, especially corners, because teams now are starting to go. Like you said before, there's 70 minutes where
It's offside.
70 minutes where you don't have a shot, but then you get a corner and they seem like they're taking their time to set up because I feel like teams are now working a lot on corners. Is that something that could be brought into this level?
Gabi tries to work a lot on the set pieces and stuff, movement without the ball, before the ball is crossing, the blocking and stuff like that. I'm more, of trying to put the ball in the right spot, and let the players attack it, not the block. I'm more like a direct, corners and stuff like that. I agree with you. We can see Arsenal and a lot of teams, trying to work in set piece and scored a lot of goals and stuff with the blocking. But that goes back that even defending side, they are starting to worry too much about that. I'm more a traditional old, way defense mix of zonal, and mark players,
Opportunity for Eastern. Nico gets through. Too long for Pana.
Because
here's a high press. That's fantastic.
Bravo Seba. Good ball in.
And then
Nico inside. Come on. He comes back. Pana. Wow. Well done to the keeper. Great save. Great save.
He's very strong on the 50-50 Seb, isn't he, Edmund? For a young kid, like I said, he goes hard.
He doesn't hold back, man. He's really embodying his father's spirit.
He's
And saying that,
Dangerous.
saying that. Here's the breakthrough.
Wow.
good save
Great
from
save
Mayo
from
there.
Mayo there.
Becoming an enjoyable game now. End-to-end stuff. Oh yeah, they could be through here.
Come on, come on.
So you
Opportunity
see
for
what
Eastern.
we're talking about before, like how many chances now you start to see from down both ends. The ball behind. Pana, Johnny. Oh,
That's a good shot. Good play there.
Like we said, Christian, before, is we saw this coming because we saw the fitness level of Comets is going to drop, being the first game of the season, and just a few trainer session, and Easter United being down.
Sorry, Polly. Interesting. The
Yeah.
visa player.
Yeah, it's coming off. Yeah, it's very very curious, to. I don't know if it's because they just have one session of training or something, or it was
I was
interesting.
gonna comment
decision.
through the game. He did look a little bit off, to be honest. So I don't know if he's got any fitness problems or he's just arrived from a different country. Maybe, who knows?
Yeah, but if it's not the case, expect, for example, the coaching staff to put him last 20 minutes or something like that. Because it's surprise, putting him and after 20
taking
minutes
it
coming
out,
off,
especially in pre-season as well. so.
Yeah. But maybe some injuries or something.
Yeah, back to the game. I love to see this aggression, like that.
He's quite built as well. He's a strong boy, and I think him and Franz will,
But this year I feel like I see a lot more of it, like a lot more of counter pressing and like really being aggressive, like in a positive way, like without hurting.
And he's
anyone.
quite strong in set pieces too, Ale. I know he scored a few goals from for Hawks from set pieces as well. So he could be a good asset for.
Chance.
It will be curious to see if he will score more than Ale, set pieces.
I'd like Edmund's thoughts on that. He picks up.
Look, I've made it known before that Ali is one of my favorite strikers of
Can
all
I
time.
ask your
Some of
personal
them-
views? Where would you,
One
as a
second,
coach,
Christian,
play Ale?
Christian, 1 second, mate. Don't interrupt me, please. Let me express my thoughts fully.
Continue.
I gotta set some boundaries here. I've made it known that Ali is definitely one of my favorite strikers of all time at Eastern. No offense, Christian. And some of the most he's definitely scored some of the most iconic goals. Definitely in this club, probably in the whole league. If you ask me, some.
Thank you, Edmund. Free pizza for you tomorrow night.
Look, I'm trying to get something out of this. But sorry, Christian, you were saying?
No, I was going to ask if you were coaching, where would you play Ale?
If I was coaching,
Yeah. And actually, what type of coach would you be, Mond? Not that you're ever going to have a career in that pathway, but what type of coach would you be?
Look, I'm not. I don't like to fool myself that I'll ever be a coach. Unlike some other.
Maybe you can ask Christy for some advice.
I definitely have him as a second coach, Christy.
You can do the tactics. You can do the motivational speeches.
I'll get him to do the training sessions. Yeah, I don't know, Christian. Look, you're starting a coaching career.
I am.
What
Not at the highest level, but that's okay.
It's alright. Look, we all gotta start somewhere. We can't all start like Paul with
Starting at collegiate league
NPL
at Adelaide
teams.
Uni Grads Reds, so it'll be fun. Had a bit of a taste of it this year in Melbourne, so.
How was your experience in Melbourne?
It was actually really good. It was very enjoyable.
How was the experience with Claudio, coaching together?
To be honest, Polly, I got to
'Cause
take
you were
my
a
hat off
co-coach.
to you because I don't know how one person could do that over there over a course of a couple of days. And we said that with Claudia. I think moving forward, going to Melbourne, you definitely need two people with the amount of obviously games and the amount of organisation and etc. So no, it was fun, but obviously, as you know, Polly, it's not a very hard group to coach, mate. So.
It's hard because every player has, their ambition, ego, wants to play every minute, that we love too much that game. And it's hard to make everyone's happy. That's the biggest
But it's
problem.
special though because we're all mates, buddy, and you know how special it is. And I think we've become quite experienced now in managing minutes and something. And that's something I think started by you last year with the experience from the year before. So it's great that we've somehow become experienced in it, but doesn't mean we're going to be winning it a lot. But we enjoy it right now. We're on 2-year back-to-back championships, so why not enjoy it while we have it?
Guys, it's actually very good to have both of you here because, like you guys said, you've had some pretty experienced players that you have to coach. I wonder what would.
One particular player laugh at me and go, "How the hell are you coaching me?" That's what. And I thought, you may be wrong, but.
With the great George.
I have the. I have the new players, that's starting playing. So that I was giving them to play,
Paul, they have reasons to be upset, Paul. Let's not go down that pathway.
Off comes one of
It's
our.
funny. It's funny because we've actually, all of us in the panel here, we've had Paul as a coach at some point.
Nico hasn't trained for 2 weeks. He's been on holidaying with.
First time that he's happy
Sydney,
to come off.
And have a seat, Nico.
How was the steak?
First of all, we'd also ask, how was the Scotch fillet today, mate?
Nice. Best Scotch. It's not enough, I think.
Nico, in all honesty,
I think the Scotch fillet is not good.
We were talking about Nico. In all honesty, you haven't trained. It's a good hit out, but in all honesty, we've been very, very impressed, and it's been, NPL team. It's very, very disappointing to concede 2 goals, but the way you guys have come out has been very impressive. I think you've played very well this game. How are you feeling, by the way? Because you've had about 2 weeks off, and you're just getting back to it. How are you feeling?
For the weeks off, I have 2 weeks.
And you deserve it, mate. You deserve it. You've been training hard.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And I think today, nice game, amazing game. 1 shit penalty I give to them. I give another goal for my mistakes. I think the team play very well. Good team for the State League 2. That's good enough. Plus I have two very good chances.
Nick, I interviewed Gabby, and I also speak with Pali. We say when the ball comes to the winger, inside the winger is where the most dangerous play, and that's how you scored a goal. And we hope that during the year we get to see more.
Bravo.
Whilst the possession play, we want to see, hopefully as, getting in behind the defenses and the crosses, low crosses by you, because that's how the goal was scored. As a winger, what's your favorite thing to do? Is it getting in behind and crossing? Do you like the ball to your feet? How do you like to play? I know how you like to play, but tell the people how you like to play.
I like to play soccer first thing and to have the ball always.
It's fantastic that you like to play the sport that we know you like to play. I'll pass it on to my colleagues.
Bravo, Nico.
Nico, it's the first time that I see you happy coming off.
I'm very happy. I'm very happy to come off because I'm very tired. In the first half, my Gabi told me to stay in. I stay in, bro.
That's good. Good to see that.
Good ball.
It's a great ball. He has to finish this.
Can you finish it?
Yes!
Score.
To finish that.
Yeah. It's
not trying to be, but he had to finish that.
Long time coming. Long time coming.
Poli.
And it's direct play, Pali.
That's good playing the back,
Well done, boys, bravo!
The legs have dropped definitely
After
for
you
Comets,
see everyone going down, with their calves, tired.
And then what was your thought on the goal and the finish, as we see it here?
I think there was an early jump from the defender, and the ball just got over his head as he was coming down. And Dennis capitalized on it.
And Ali, it's nothing less than they deserve, to be honest. And Mond, it's not. They deserve.
I think this was fair. This goal was a long time coming, and I feel like their game now is portraying more the way this match has been going. The result is more how the game's been going. It's getting a bit dangerous here.
Look,
Christian.
overall so far,
Can we, Christian? Can we? Because this seems to be a bit like a trend, you know. Can we expect Nicolin Mattia next year to join the group of commentators?
Look. As long as we keep feeding him Scotch fillet, he'll be fine. It's been an enjoyable game actually.
Absolutely,
It's been quite enjoyable.
Much
Bunch of
better.
bits and pieces last couple of games, but this is it's been quite an enjoyable game, huh?
Yeah. It was good game, you know.
It's good to see him finally performing because in the past 2 games we've had a few ups and downs, and that
I think the only glimpse was that 20 minutes of the first half, the end of the first half.
absolutely.
We see Comets whip the ball in here.
This shows a lot of resilience from Eastern, you know, a lot of mental resilience, and I think that's what Gab's been working on it for quite some time, you know.
so ask to the 3 of you, your top 2 players in the pitch today for East United. Who impressed you?
I would like to give my thoughts last.
What would you think?
For me, I think Mayo has been really good. Couple of goals, you know, in the line, you know, there. He's been solid with the ball, always not insane. Solid in defense there.
And the other one?
The other one, I have to give to Raf until last 5 minutes, 10 minutes. He's been very good in midfield, especially in first half. To me, these two, if it's everyone played, I cannot say that been big differences, you know. Everyone performed, but if it's 2 players to pick, this
Chasing down the line.
Christian, your thoughts?
Recovery from Mayo.
I'd like to see here, going back to the set piece, I'll just give you my thoughts after. He's gone in with a quick corner here, Val, which I'm not sure why, because they had 2 against 8 players there.
Christian loves his corners.
Well, I was just observing, I mean, like I said,
He sees team expand. He sees team expand.
just waiting for the final whistle to not give their top 2, you know.
well done to everyone. Thanks, lads. It's been fun.
Are you letting them out of, you know?
First.
I was actually
Come on, Christian.
obviously very impressed with in that number 6. I haven't seen him play before in the number 6 position because I always see him attacking, but loved the way he played through the pockets. And the young fella that scored, Saliba.
That's exactly what.
Very impressed with that young lad, to be honest. He looks, you know, quite composed, worked hard, scored a goal. Good for a 16-year-old to score, or 17 to score against an NPL team. So I thought he was quite good too.
Other than Saliba, I would like to add Nicolin Mattia. Look, he rough game at the beginning, but look, he held on. He's coming back stronger and stronger every game.
I think with everyone, but everyone was good, I think.
Yeah, I think very good, you know. Paul is not happy with my comments about Nicolin Matija. I would like to make that known.
I'm very happy.
All right, gentlemen. It's been an absolute
Thank
pleasure.
you to everyone being here.
Thank you guys.
Thank you,
being
Ara,
part
for
of
having
this.
us.
Thank you for all the viewers out
Sharing our amazing knowledge with the world. And to finish off,
Thank you to all the 3 viewers that have watched as well.
Polly was
We can
my
name him.
MVP.
We can name
I'm
our
the
viewers
second.
by name.
Thanks to Mariam Soni.
Good night. Good night. Not an emir.
Mabani halal.
Illusion, come. One good joke.